They'll be calling you a radical. I've been very hesitant to do this video for 4 years, but it's time. I'm going to do it. It's just time. You know, I waited for the signs. I run off the intuitive mind. I run off logic. I run off what, you know, like a mutated sunflower, because this has happened to all of you. American pop culture's ruined your life, destroyed you. People come to me and they think, oh, this guy's totally miserable. Listen to his fucking anger. People that divorce, whatever. You know, and they're like, and then they realize after a while, fuck, this guy's not fucking miserable. This guy's extremely happy. Grew up on this incredible landscape. You know, I'm going to talk a lot about the lies at Fukushima and the lies of the nuclear industry. I'm talking about San Onofre. I'm talking about California. You got a warning yesterday. You got a warning with a small arcade. And I love the whole fear complex. You know, I like Alex Jones's work, but these guys have got it all wrong, where they've led you to the flocks in your little FEMA camp that you're paying a mortgage on. The false. I got to grow up in San Diego. I got to grow up in Utah. I got to grow up in Idaho. My grandparents, you know, the biggest ranchers in probably the entire state. The whole region up there. My other grandparents here. You know, in San Diego, I mean, I got to grow up on this beautiful, incredible landscape and was free. I was set free as a child by the landscape. I was set free. I didn't buy into the popism fucking consume culture. You know, it's so sad. So I've been hesitant to do this because I've never declared that I've beat AML. You know, that's the goal, right? You know, got AML almost 4 years ago. Burned into my guts. It started out as a stomach ache. It evolved quickly to, I mean, it was ugly. You know, a lot of people who watch these videos know this story and this path. That, you know, it just happened, and then that night, you know, I'm in the emergency room, ambulance. For me to call an ambulance, my God, I mean, I was puking bowel movement out of my mouth. That's how disturbing this was. That's how, like that. Not perfectly good health. Perfectly. That's how fast these cells go. Misdiagnosed over and over, sent home to die. Fuck, I went through this American medical system, which is a fucking joke, fucking disaster from hell. I went through it, and then anything, but it's a very sad day for me, really sad day for me. But my really close, beautiful friend died last night of leukemia. You know, I've been with a lot of people that have died of leukemia. Paul, my childhood friend, we got sick at the same time. Spent a lot of time with him as he was dying. Incredible person. He died, you know, February 26, you know, 2013. Of course, you know, I mean, so many of these people that I was close with and friends. So Light the Night is 10/10 at Sugar House. It's a very hallowed time. I hope everybody can come, you know, because that's all we have. We have each other. You know, the cancer victims. People talk about cancer and they like, you know, their breasts get cut off, their thing, I mean, oh, it's just breast cancer. You know, we rest up in pink. Breast cancer is horrific. Prostate cancer is horrific. All these medical procedures, they're fucking horrific. I don't people thinking, oh, and the American baby boomer is so consumed with themselves, they don't think it's going to happen to them, and it does happen. I've saw it inside the hospital. They think someone's going to fight it for them. No one's going to fight it for you. You know, I told this to Donna, you know, down there. She's great, by the way, in Santa Cruz. Different people that have hooked up with me, they've been fighting for cancer. Your spouse can't fight it. Nobody can fight it. You have to fight it. You have to fight it intensely. You have to fight it incredibly, you know, whatever. So, my closest freaking friend, maybe in my whole life, died last night. You know, died in the house. Here. You know, died my Springer Spaniel. That was Lewis and Clark. Clark died last night. He was 15 of AML leukemia. You know, so I'll bury him here on the landscape. But, you know, isn't that the goal? To be young? My vet, she says, I've been a vet for a long, long time. She says, I've never seen an animal this tough. He had parvo when he was young. The guy that I got him from, the bloodlines of my own dogs, which is another story. Someone actually stole one of my dogs, believe it. I have lived here for life. I've had the same bloodlines of Springer since I was a little boy. You know, I have a border collie too. She's the same age, the millennium babies. But he survived so much. This dog should have went so many times. They tried to put him down a couple years ago. You know, when I was in New York, I says, no, you're not putting him down. You know, another dog attacked him. He was old and he was bleeding. I says, he'll know. These animals will know. He lives on this ranch. He lives on this landscape. If he's going to die, he'll go off and die on his own. He's not going out there because he come right up on the porch. He's bleeding intense, but he's been through it. He's going to survive. This was a couple years ago. I knew he would survive, but he couldn't beat leukemia. You know, who can? You know, so I've been very hesitant to say I beat leukemia. I've been very hesitant to say that because I know it just comes back. Tony Gwynn born the same day as I. You know, that San Diego brilliant genius. I met Tony Gwynn several times. Actually sat and was able to talk to him with some people. What a brilliant mind. What amazing. Isn't that who it goes? Isn't that who it takes? You know, you're going to get it. You're going to get leukemia. You're going to get cancer. And San Diego, you got a warning yesterday. California, Los Angeles, you got a warning. But you're not going to heed the fucking warning. You're going to let that spent fuel set at San Onofre. I got news for you. Our Fukushima, San Onofre is your Fukushima. You know, Diablo Canyon is your Fukushima. Fucking Fukushima is Pilgrim. Fukushima is Oyster Creek. Fukushima is Arkansas One. Fukushima is Calhoun. Fukushima is Homestead. Fukushima is Fermi. Fukushima is all 410 fucking reactors around the world. It should have been the greatest wake-up call in human fucking history. But no, Barry Antoinette. I have the transcript from inside the situation. I've got it. I can't afford it. They'll unsort me. And I want to talk about this too. And people fucking coming about and trolling me, going out. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. You want to fucking go out, you know, people come to me and they're like, oh, this guy's miserable. Look how angry. So misery loves coming. And then they watch for a while and they're like, this guy ain't miserable. This guy's fucking happy. I'm an extremely happy person. The goal is to go from young to old, become an elder, have wisdom, fucking ahead of my years. Yeah, cancer did that to me. You know, this whole thing, this buy consume, I don't fucking buy it. And I like all you people that work for the government. And you bought into this fucking, into your own FEMA camp. Oh, they're going to put us in a FEMA camp. Jade Helm, the military, well, you keep feeding the fucking fear complex. It's the same right-wingers, fucking Alex Jones, these fucking Glenn Beck, these same figure that fucking say they hate the federal government, when they are the federal government. You are the federal government, and you feed into this complex, just dump this money to this military industrialist complex. It's not a cliche. What do you think is going to happen? They're already in a FEMA camp. The stuff we did as children, you can't do it. You can't go out at night. You know, it's like in Europe. People drink in public. People have picnics in public. People drink on the subways. But they don't violently kill each other. Fucking like here. This fucking lunacy fucking place we have. Bad cop, good cop. Fucking bad person, good person. You've all bought in because you're going to be the next Cinderella. You've bought into this. They're back. The British fucking colony. They're back. You know, people say, oh, we got a bad deal in 77. Look, the greatest socialized people, you grew up in it. 1945 to 1979. Tax rate 94%. Your dad working 40 hours a week. One person in the family working 40 hours a fucking week. You know, it's like the feminist movement. Let's talk about that fucking movement in those days. Those guys were tough for fucking nails. Those women were fucking unbelievable. They're not what it is evolved into now. You know, it's not a fucking girl using her menstrual cycle to paint freaking Donald Trump. And if you think that's new and that's cliche, it's not new. It's not cliche. Ross Dow did it, burning gas station. Many people fucking did it. It's been done over and over. George O'Keefe done it fucking 1,000 times over. You know, that's what... I mean, we've turned into this grotesque society. Nothing original? Bullshit! There's fucking lots original. This is all original. Fukushima's original. The first fucking nuclear fucking event meltdown in fucking history. It's not Chernobyl. It's killing the Pacific Ocean. The Western fucking drought. You know, boiling the Earth's water. 410 reactors over and over and over and over. You know how much fucking water goes? They come out 20 degrees hotter than it goes in. You know how much water goes through those things a day? The greatest control mechanism in human fucking history. You're going to get cancer. And, you know, I've beat fucking AML, so Light the Night. I got sick the night of Light the Night, which I disagreed with him as 10, the guy that started that whole thing, because it's all about the cure, but they have done great cures. You know, children get AML. A lot of people, I mean, it's a brutal fucking disease. I mean, I went from 170 to 130 like that. I mean, what I went through, and I did it without a bone marrow transplant. The only guy they ever know, a guy named Brian Morris, did it without a bone. They say him don't die, and he didn't die. They patterned that. I think even my great Danish philosophy doctor. And I went through the American medical system. Here they fucked me, tried to kill me in emergency room. You know, a lot of people don't know this story, but people that have watched know this story. You know, the ambulance that picked me up that night, I got so frustrated in this fight with the, you know, I was on my computer at the university, and I got so pissed off, and so I said, fuck it. I fucking hiked, not just fucking Waterfall. Oh no, not just Maylands. I went all the way to the fucking, with the Central, and that's insanity. That's 6 miles through the cliffs from hell. People know it, and there's videos standing, I'm on the fucking cliff. That's how frustrated I was. I just, fuck it, I don't care anymore. You know, and this fight being attacked, I mean, I spent 3-4 hours a day trying to police this site. Being fucking attacked by so many fucking people fucking rooting for me to die. You know, I mean, that's how ugly this culture is. You know, I get down to the bottom, and there's a pair of twins down there. Boy-girl, I'm a boy-girl twin. Mutation by definition. And I'm like, oh my God. You know, and Me and my dad used to sit right there. My other close friend who had to die of this horrible disease, I sat with him. My dog would be buried right by where my father died, not far from where my father's dead, on this fucking beautiful fucking old ancient lake bed landscape that has been hijacked and ruined. So I started talking to these kids. I says, I used to sit here right here with my mom. Dad, you know how rare boy-girl twins are? And I started talking to them. They're amazing people, by the way. So are cancer survivors, if they'll let themselves be. Nobody can fight cancer for you. And I looked up at the dad, and he looks at me, and I look at him. Like, both at the same time, just like that. Oh my God. And I'm like, he said it right as I said it. You picked me up. I picked you up. He was the ambulance driver that night. He says, I thought for sure you were dead that night. I thought your appendix ruptured. I told him the story. Right then I thought maybe I really had a fucking chance. Because I knew the odds were fucking 99 to 1 against me. That's the sad thing about it. You know, oh, it's just breast cancer, just a cold. Just cut your breasts off, have your prostate ripped. You know how traumatic that is. And all you people that survived, you dress up in your pink and whatever, it's great. But you have a job to do. We were given a second chance for a reason. You know, we go from young to old. The cancer thesis is the thesis of our time. We go from young to old to have wisdom. It's called an elder. You're not a fucking elder when you're 18, 19 fucking years old. Oh, well, these fucking Mormons have lost their fucking mind. The evangelicals have lost it. American populace has lost their fucking mind. You are the government. You just feed this fucking, go to your FEMA camp. You're in a FEMA camp. You're false bravado. There is no job structure. You're exploiting fucking labor. You're cheating. You think somebody's going to fight. I watch it. I watch it. You know, I got to spend time with the Danish philosophy doctors inside and the nurses in Denmark. That's what saved me. Their philosophy is very different. The nurses are just like, I mean, the residency, whatever, it's completely different. I was lucky enough to land at LDS East 8 with this Danish philosophy. I was lucky. After 12 doctors sent me home, misdiagnosed. Pathologist fucked me up, even lied to me. It was my own militancy, my own knowledge about this disease, my own knowledge as an anti-nuclear activist that, no, hey, leukemia. The guy that saved me, his father and brother both died of thyroid cancer. Southern Utah, he knew, I knew. He says, Kevin, I listened to you rant forever about fucking we're all down words. You're right. You know, this guy on college for decades and decades and decades and decades. You know, he believed in me. He believed in my fight. He knew, like my vet said about my dog. She says, I've been a vet for long. That's the toughest freaking animal. This guy, his brother got hit by a car, had Lewis and Clark. So my ex-wife used to tie him on a chain, your big long chain to treat him out of the road. You know, he knew not to go to that road. I mean, this guy's smart on this big ranch. He's roamed free his entire life. That fucker chewed through those fucking chains. He's got no teeth on the one side, chewed through it. Chewed through the fucking kennel. I mean, chewed through chain link. This is just a, this is Springer. This ain't no baby. The most beautiful, friendly dog. Would go to the school with my children. Sleep on the school floor fucking with my kids. I mean, this dog was, and he was a masterpiece. He was brilliant. He was unbelievable. Got parvo because the guy I got him from, because I had these bloodlines since I was a kid. Somebody actually stole one of my dogs, which I know who it is, and I knew this pup came from him. Said he fucking, you know, handled it. He didn't. Just like, you know, we're going to bring back whooping cough. We're going to bring back fucking cholera. Let's bring back fucking the bubonic plague. You know, the baby with the bathwater. Fucking Jenny McCarthy, that lunatic on autism. I can prove that autism, I have proved autism, is fucking nuclear fallout. I won't stop there. So, as we go along, you know, it's the path, but he couldn't overcome AML leukemia. But he was 15. I'll bury him on the landscape right here near where my dad's buried. My dad's buried over there. You know, Edward Abbey. You know, I knew a lot of Edward Abbey's people. You know, and they did it. They took him in his sleeping bag and they buried him in the soil in the Sonora, which is against the law. They did it anyway. You know, I told my daughters when I was in there, I have the quilt that my grandmother made me on this ranch, that beautiful Mormon pioneer. Daughters of the pioneers, they were amazing women. I still have it. It's torn and tattered, all the DNA on that thing. I says, wrap me up there, put me on the edge of the marsh of the freaking lake, by the tundras, by the blue herons, by the muskrats, by the black coots. Oh, they're all gone. Extinct in my life. By the jackrabbits. They're all gone. Now you're going. You know, in Europe, you can drink on the subway. You can drink in public. You can mingle. People fucking walk. There's no cars inside the city centers, just delivery, whatever, and the people have the right of way. Not fucking here. You've been exploited. You realize the personal debt is the debt. You know, the young wolves can't do anything. It's a sad fucking place. Fukushima, Japan. This is how gone America is. NBC, nuclear fucking broadcasting cancer, who kills thousands of people a day, these sick, evil bastards that they are. Put out the purified water when it's not purified. TEPCO's own fucking words. We don't want to get certain stuff out of it, and other certain stuff we don't even know what it is. I've named it Futonium. It's gamma rays that are creating a synergy inside the Pacific Ocean. No one even knows what it is. Creating a heat source over the western United States. Oh, it's just all coincidence. This whole fucking western fucking bubble over the west happened at the same time as Fukushima, the incredible heat source that fucking even Einstein, that intuitive mind, all these fucking brilliant fucking guys says it'll be a heat source of gamma rays unforeseen, known to man. It's amazing to me. The rats and the trolls that attack me while I say hours spending on my YouTube site. Fucking, that's the hater culture that we live in. Sicko, because they're like, oh, this guy's miserable like me. Misery loves company. And then after a while, they're like, oh my God, the dude's happy. What the hell? I'm a very happy person. Extremely happy. I'm a very intense person. At times, when it needs to be. I'm very pragmatic, you know. So, you know, the fight that I've done, fighting for my life through cancer, I knew the odds. I knew thereof. You know, I diagnosed myself. These doctors tried to kill me. They sent me home to die. I mean, I'm militant. One guy's like, Kevin, I believe in you, bone marrow. I see. AML. You know, she says down there, Kevin, I expected you came in. I did your paperwork coming in, secretary. I thought you'd be going out in a body bag in a few days. There's only one other girl alive out of our group. It's just me and her. I ran into her dad yesterday. He was very emotional as soon as he saw me. Just her and I. She's like me. She'll be there like the night, 10-10-10. That's the day I wrote this, post-ignorance, 10-10-10. 5 years ago. I got sick that day, like the night. I've disagreed with that guy at fucking East or West 10. I've always disagreed, but they've done a lot of good work in saving people because they won't talk about the cause. It's all about the cure. So they put out, NBC puts out the photograph, purified water, and they use a photograph of Fukushima long before the disaster happened. You know, the greatest cover-up in human history, Fukushima. So many of you are going to get cancer. You know, you're in your FEMA camp. You're already there. The country's been looted. The debt, the personal debt, you know, the fallacy at the fucking, I caught a green flash in front of the green flash where they've ruined San Diego. Fucking, the Western drought, you got a wake up call. There was a small earthquake in LA yesterday. Those fucking spent fuel sit on that fucking site for how long? Because America, I talk to NRC, I talk to these people all the time, they'll say, American populace refuses to deal, well, they refuse to deal with anything, don't they? Let's have wars we don't pay for. Let's bombard fucking Syria. I was in Syria. I was, well, not in Syria. I was in Budapest. I was in fucking, at the exact train station. I was on the train with immigrants. With these guys, beat the fuck out of, heard the stories. It's the United States fucking just mass murdering, slaughtering the fucking place. And then here, the rest of the world, you take them. Isn't that America for you? Isn't that the baby bombers, this fucking generation? And I fit into that group. We're disgusting. You know, and you think you're, oh, I'm going to be on the winning fucking team, just spend more in debt. Oh, I got my house. No, you don't. That's all false bullshit. You are the federal government. You are the fucking thing. You don't pay no taxes. Oh yeah, you don't eat. You don't fucking thing. The only people don't pay taxes are corporation oligarchs, and the fucking, they just feed them. You know, and you just go and then we get Barack Obama. And if you think the vote works, if Barack Obama, you know how many people fought? And just like this girl who paints with that, that's nothing new. That's nothing new. You know. I'll be back at the moment protesting on Halloween. I got some good protests for the Million Mass March, you know, which I was the guy who led that original march. John Anthony come up with the idea in Boston. Steve Grant, we're the guys that put that baby together, and it's grown. It's really caught fire around the world. You know, our friends in London, our friends all over, you know, they're awesome. Drain this fucking pyramid. So I beat AML, so I have a job to do. And anybody who's beat these horrific diseases, you got breast cancer, you survived, you don't just have an obligation to put on a pink shirt and go, well, fucking watch the NFL fucking, you know, exploit fucking these slave leagues, college fucking put pink on when they're exploiting these fuckers. It's a slave league. It's a slave America. You all bought in. No, you have a job to do because all of you fuckers are going to get cancer. All of you. That's the fucking world we live in. And you have a job to do. You have to fight for the ones that have died. You have to fight because their voice was squashed from them, taken in the prime of their lives. They had a job to do. They didn't get to finish. Their job's in heaven now. They're in heaven doing what they do. We're here for a reason. We're here to fight for them so their voice is heard. We don't lower our voice. We raise our fucking voice. And we don't follow Johnny, get your fucking gun. We're not fucking fear fucking porn, fucking afraid of our own fucking shadow and crawl into our own personal FEMA camp. No, we're free. We fucking articulate. We fucking go out into the fucking streets and we enlighten. You got a job to fucking do. fucking do it. Stay tuned.